82-year-old man is recovering at home this morning after he was attacked by a dog in his front yard earlier this week. Mr. Freddie Lambright Sr. was taking out his trash, and when he turned around to go inside, a pit bull staying across the street.
He was taking out his trash. Just taking out the trash. He could have easily been checking his mail if his mailbox is along the street. He's just taking out the trash. That's all you have to be doing. So what does that mean? Especially at 92 years old. You know what that means? When you take out the trash, you have to be armed. People need to accept that as our reality. If you want to take the trash out, you want to go check the mail, you want to go outside for anything, even if you're just going on your front porch, you need to be armed.
Came straight toward him. He says the attack was a blur and he was in survival mode. Lambright says at one point the pit bull dragged him into a ditch in front of his home. He was treated at MUSC.
And this was one dog. And you get people like that lady who tried to mock a man by saying that he was a sissy for being afraid or worried about an XL bully. I'm telling you, these people, what they are is an insane population that nobody is acknowledging as insane. People are just caught up in accepting these people as normal, their personality and character as normal. No, it's not.
And had surgery for his extensive injuries to his arm, leg, and foot that are very graphic, so we cannot show them to you. He returned home Wednesday in good spirits. Lambright says it's his faith that has kept him going.
Now, they said it's his faith that has kept him going. Right before they showed this image. So I knew I was about to hear a whole bunch of babble, forgiveness, and he was going to act like, oh, I don't care.
Kept him going.
Appreciate everything that my neighbors, my church family, and most of all, what the Lord has done for me and still doing.
See? In this country, people are programmed. Everybody knows that if you're attacked by a dog, you're supposed to act as if you don't care. Forgive the dog owner. Don't say anything negative about dogs or dog ownership. Smile and enjoy your GoFundMe. That's what's expected in this country. And you just got another dose of it. This man talking as if he's not in his right state of mind. Talking about he appreciate everybody's help. No, we don't want to hear that. This dumb media outlet, share with us what he had to say that's critical. You mean tell me he didn't criticize his neighbor at all? Big part of the problem. Stop silencing yourselves.
What the Lord has done for me and still doing.
Oh, the Lord. You can stop it. God, I'm so sick of that spineless mentality. Y'all better start doing something on this earth with your hands and feet by yourself in the real world. Stop praying and talking to ghosts. That's not how this world operates. You don't build or create nothing by talking. And if you want to be safe, you got to take action. First of all, stay armed. Second of all, if you do get attacked like you have, like you were, you better be as critical as possible against dog ownership. Critical against the lifestyle that got you attacked. If you fail to be critical of that, then what you even talking for? You're better off not heard if you're not going to be critical of the people and whole scenario that got you attacked. At 92 years old, you still don't feel like you have the right to be critical of something that's actually lethal in society?
As the Charleston Police Department continues its investigation.
He's just happy to be alive. Lord.
We're told it will be up to a judge to decide whether the dog will be euthanized, and the Lambrights say this will be a law.
Now, God, that burned me up. They didn't show the whole conversation. But I don't like the way he was talking, what he said, and I don't like the way she looked over at the journalist. As if, oh, isn't it so wonderful that he had nothing critical to say? Isn't he a good boy? Loving heart? Isn't he so harmless? I've raised him properly. Get out of here. Men, especially black men, y'all gotta start not giving a damn whether or not other people think you're being hostile. Say what needs to be said. So wasted opportunity. And this disappoints me because he's a senior citizen whose statements are going to be taken more seriously than a 16-year-old, for example. What he says will carry far more weight. 92 years old, you need to speak for the whole country at your age. That's not the answer you give. Do you not understand these things? Over 50% of the time, they attack people 13 and under. Every opportunity you get, you better speak against dog ownership in communities. Now, welcome back. I won't be too long on Nutter News 19. I had a long night last night.
Philadelphia police officers on administrative leave this morning after shooting and killing 2 dogs. The pit bulls attacked a woman in West Philadelphia. Now, it turns out the dogs turned on the woman after she came to the aid of a man who they had lunged on first. Action News reporter Corey Davis heard from several of the people involved, including the dog's owner. He joins us now live from police headquarters. Good morning, Corey.
Tam, good morning. This was a frantic situation that unfolded quickly. So you have 2 dogs versus 1. The man who owns 2 of the dogs was bit during all of this, as well as that neighbor who tried to help break up the fight. And the owner describes the situation, a violent and desperate situation, where he says he tried to get that dog he didn't own off of one of his.
When I grabbed the dog, I grabbed his neck and I slammed it right to the rail.
And Harry Briggs says he was trying to save his badly wounded dog.
This is what I'm saying, man. Look at this guy who is terrorizing the neighborhood with his dumb dog. Like, what? These people should be isolated from everybody else. I don't understand how these people are even accepted in society, living a lifestyle that insane and suicidal.
And Harry Briggs says he was trying to save his badly wounded dog, Buddy. The pit bull is the only survivor of a dog fight yesterday morning along the 1500 block of North 57th Street in West Philadelphia. Briggs says he left Buddy tied up on the porch while grabbing the dog food, but came back to see Buddy fighting with another dog. Briggs lifted up his shirt and showed where he says the other dog bit him on the chest while trying to break everything up. An 18-year-old neighbor says she heard Briggs yelling for help, so she went over to the commotion. She maced the dogs, managing to separate them, but says a second dog owned by Briggs ran over and bit her on the arm and ankle. She got away.
Look at that neighborhood. People's houses are connected. There's just no space between these homes. What is these? Row homes? They don't even have an alley that separates, not even a driveway. Yeah, I don't think so. And I don't care. I wouldn't care how much it costs to live in a better neighborhood. I'd have to pay it, just like I'm doing now. Now, I don't know how many of y'all are aware. I shared a story recently, a few days ago. I believe I made a video on my original channel about this young lady who was recently killed by her own XL bully. I went over this with the members last night. This is the woman who was recently killed by her own 2 XL bullies. It was 1 or 2. She had like 4 of them total. But this is her. Before she was killed, she was seen on TikTok. God, I hate these videos that just randomly pop up. Get out of here. She was seen on TikTok. And I guess after she was killed, more videos have surfaced. But this article was written talking about how she was on TikTok uploading videos saying, I don't give a F if you think this dog is aggressive. So you get an idea of the kind of attitude she had. One of those young people, remember she was only 23. One of those young people who think they figured everything out already. So she was on TikTok bragging. And now this is her TikTok channel. And it's the only channel I've been able to find. And as you can see, what is it? Bossy's Grinch? I don't know why the top portion of it is cut off like that. I don't know if it's my monitor or what. But when you scroll down her TikTok profile, I hate the way this website is set up. You're going to see a bunch of strange videos. Particularly these right here, where these people, you see these people in suits right here? They're speaking in defense of XL bullies. Oh yeah. She attended the rally as well, by the way. She has videos on her channel. She's at
the laws it stands in the form of the Dangerous Dog Act 1991 is inflexible. It's crude and fails to address the complex issues which many people have mentioned, and as a consequence, fails in a stated aim.
Okay, shut up. Notice how they got to play that stupid dodo sad music piano in the background. Notice how they do that? Which is their way of admitting that they're trying to con you. If you're telling the truth, you don't need no sad music in the background. Now look at her posts in BSL, okay? Look at this. This is my son.
This is my son. And I don't give a fuck if you think he looks aggressive.
Okay.
And I don't give a fuck if you don't like it.
Okay. I'm not going to play that. There's some profanity. I read out loud what that person said, and this is just the audio version of it. I don't give a F if you think my dog dangerous. This is my son. That delusional talk that I'm critical of all the time. How many times I've talked about this? You can't be delusional. It's going to backfire. In this world, in this life, you have to operate based on reality, not what you want reality to be. Especially if you pursuing this alternate reality is dangerous, not only to you, but everybody around you. Got some Bible quotes in here as well. Look at this. These captions really tell you how the person thought. Look at the caption. Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
Wait, and I hate websites with videos where the videos start and the volume is all the way up. God, is it me or can I stop that from happening? Well, anyway, you see this video is not a video at all. What are they supposed to be showing? Nothing but the dog moving in slow motion. So this woman just used to stare at dogs. You can tell by her channel. She gets off on staring at her dogs for hours. They're all over YouTube doing it. They'll stare at them while they eat, while they do anything, even while they sleep. Their owners will sit there and stare at them. Very dangerous and like psychotic. Look at these videos. Who spams videos about their dog like this nonstop? Do you not have anything else going on in your life? No. And it just shows you how addicted people become to attention. People crave attention no matter what. They'll even go along with things that they don't truly enjoy just because it gets them a lot of attention. You see me with my channel. I could talk about a whole lot of different things and be politically correct. But this looks like an obsession to me. Now, when a person is obsessed or addicted, scratch obsession, I want to say addicted. This looks like an addiction to me. Aren't all addictions bad? Don't they say too much of anything is bad? Why doesn't that apply to dog culture? Why is it that they can be as obsessed as possible and they still get a pat on the back? Why? I mean, look at these videos. This is ridiculous. Is there nothing else going on in your life? Do you watch? What do you do other than look at your dumb dog? If this were my daughter, and this were the first time I stumbled across her social media, her TikTok, I'd be very disturbed. I'd be concerned for her, and I would want her to see a therapist. I mean, look, man, this is crazy. Nothing but, this is the dog that killed her. The same dog that she was obsessed with killed her. Okay, dog lovers. She's seen in bed with this thing. That looked like a pillow to me. Like she's laying on her side. She's in bed. Obsessed with it. Dog lovers, what do y'all think about that? All that affection, and it still don't care about you. Y'all's dog is the exact same way. Any one of your dogs will do the same thing that this dog did. And guess what? It won't care. It will kill you. It will off you and won't care nothing about it. I recently made a post in the community section. If you haven't seen it, let me share it with you briefly. I don't post in the community section as often as I used to. But I said, no matter how many positive things you say about your dog, if you died right now, it would not care and would likely eat you. You're nothing more than a potential meal. Not only that, it would likely eat you, and it would start with your face. Every time a dog owner was found dead inside their home with their dog. Their face has been eaten off. These things don't love you. They don't care nothing about you. Now understand, these dogs launched an attack on this lady who's clearly obsessed with dogs. And she clearly shows these dogs nothing but love. Hugs, kisses, right? Sleeps in the beds and stuff like that. How many of you dog lovers are seriously going to accuse this woman of abusing this dog? You so-called experts too, many of you immediately say, oh, the dog was abused. It had to have experienced trauma. Y'all not allowed to make assumptions like that. This is a woman who raised these things with love. It launched an attack, saw that she was in pain. It saw that she was screaming, bleeding. It tasted her blood. And how did it react? It got excited, got off on it. It enjoyed it. And the dog decided to continue with this attack because it felt so good to attack this woman that's been taking care of them their whole worthless life. Felt so good. And dog lovers, I want y'all to know, your dog is the exact same way. And that's irrefutable. You dumb things don't care nothing about you. They only care about themselves. They're not smart enough to care about others. Look at them. And again, this TikTok channel is disturbing to me. You could replace this dog with a car and it would look disturbing. Anything that anybody spams like this, it's not going to look normal. I'm going to assume that that person has issues. That's what I would have said had I came across this channel before she died. I would have looked at this channel and I'm like, hey, this woman got issues. She got issues and it might backfire someday. And what do you know? The very person with a disturbing channel like this, and look at how long I've been scrolling down. The very person with a channel like this has ended up being killed by these dogs, which is what I would have predicted had I seen this before she died. Especially only being 23 years old. You got a long life ahead of you. You keep on with this lifestyle, it's going to backfire. And that goes for all of you other owners of these mutant dogs. If you're a young person, just give it some time. It will eventually backfire. You can't play with fire forever. It might not be until you're in your 80s or 90s. Remember, that happens a lot. A lot of these victims get attacked by dogs that they care for the first time when they're an elderly person. Many of them get taken out. Right? Just had one taken out recently. Very disturbing stuff. She was a huge advocate for XL bullies. I scrolled past, let me go back to it, where it looks like she attended the XL bully rally. Right here, it looks like she's out here. She's out there, and look at all these people. That's scary. To see that many people out there, that is scary. Wow. So these are the types of stories that comes out of this demographic. Stories of them getting their throats ripped out, faces ripped off by the same creatures they've been obsessing over all their life. This is the reward they get. So it's not a fringe portion of the population. It's not some tiny, minute percentage of our population that's completely insane. It's the majority. It's the majority. Shout out to everybody able to join me for Nutter News 19. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.